Reconnection successful. Okay. Well, thank you. Is everything okay now again for you guys, or is it still disconnecting? I am not sure what is going on. Do I really need to stop streaming now? Oh, come on. Was going so well. Okay. Seems like it's working again. Can somebody maybe confirm if the sound is okay? Ah, top. Dank u. No idea what was going on, but it disconnected and the video froze, and I had no idea if it would work again, but it restarted and everything seems to be okay now. So sorry about that. Maybe Twitch was telling me it's time to wrap it up. Adding a bit brighter highlights now because it's close to the flame. So I just added a bit of white to that same orange. Right, that would be blue. Right. I constantly want to paint this because I see flames, but it's going to be blue. Leave it alone. Right, so she needs some brighter highlights here as well. Whoops. Just a tiny bit. Mm, just trying to follow the curves of the fabric. Let's see. I think it should work. Alright, I have those flames, so she needs some stronger highlights here as well. Not there. Yeah, going to keep it like that. For now, at least. Okay, let's see. Maybe grab the example for a bit. Ah, right, her arm sleeves are red as well. Okay, should have done that sooner. Let me see. Well, okay. Going back in with the shadows first. Missed a bit. Whoops. On the inside of her sleeve. So since I'm at it, just work on that as well. Right, so that sleeve will be probably blue as well on the top. So I'm just going to paint the bottom half. To be honest, I thought it would be doing more as just the reds on this first 2 hours. But apparently there's a lot of red going on. So that's blue. I'm not going in with the orange, just the middle step of a bit more reds. And I'm just painting the dark towards the dark. For this part, I'm not afraid to be a bit sloppy since I will be painting the blue highlights later on, and they will be covering a very large part of it. So that's fine. Where's the line? Oh, there. It's a very, very small detail. And adding a bit of that highlight color. Also on the edges, because they will be catching light. Maybe a bit brighter. This probably will get a bit of blue later on as well. But as I'm not sure just yet, I'm going to paint it anyway. Be very careful with those fingers. I'm so afraid I will break more off. And then she will have a fist. Okay. Found another cat hair. Darn those cats. And then they meow once, and I forgive them everything. It's a bit of bad coverage there. Let's add another layer of paint. Okay, what should I do next? There's a lot of skin going on. This armor will be mostly blue, so I'm going to leave that. This armor here as well. So I only have a bit of armor here, which will probably get some orange from the flame here. So I have the hair, I have skin, I have these, but they will be gold as well. Let me check. Yeah. I can do some of her bandaging, which is a white, but I never use pure white because it's a very rare thing to happen when something is purely white. So I think I'm going to work on this piece here, and after that it should be 9 o'clock, so the end of the stream. Yeah, let's do that. So for the white, so oops, slapped my light again. I'm going to use a very light color. add a bit of black and make it gray. Then add a tiny bit of that same blue. Because of the orange lights, I'm using blue into the shadow, as it's the opposite, creating a strong contrast. Starting with the shadows. Just coloring it in. There is one going up to her neck. Try not to get too much on her skin. Preferably none at all, but knowing me, I will get some on her skin. Some shadows here. You just shock yourself because you almost finished the mini. That is worth of some news, maybe you should call them. Always a rare moment when you finish something. Let me take a closer look. There's one going up here. They are going around her neck as well. And of course on her back sides. How should I hold her? That should do it. Also, don't forget to stop breathing for a moment. Okay. Oh, just missed the spots. Okay. Celebrating with chocolates. Oh, sweet. I think you should celebrate with all of us and just send us chocolates to everyone. Going to add a bit of orange to that same mixture and a bit more of that white-ish color I started with, making it a bit warmer. Oh, really? I haven't even seen Dune 1. People were talking about it a lot, and when something is very popular, I stray away from it. Might sound a bit weird, but I don't like people talking about the show I'm watching that much because often they spoil everything by telling me more info as I wanted to know. So, weirdly enough, I actually watched the new Avatar while everyone was watching it, but I just had to. But no, haven't seen Dune yet. Not sure if I will. Um, Missed the spot there. And as you can see, I'm using very thin layers, so the orange is still peeking through. And that's exactly what I want, because why would I start with an orange if I didn't want to peek it through at least a bit? Trying to follow her shapes a bit more to place the highlights. How's the back? Let me check with the drone. Oh, come on, sit down. You won't be able to see it, so I'm going to skip that completely as I put the base color down for the bandaging. So that should be fine. Now I'm going back in with that first color I mixed, the base, shadow, and redefine the layers of the bandaging. Bit of a shadow in between the ladies. And going for one more highlight, so a bit more white. And I'm not going to use more orange because of that blue color coming in later on. So I'm just going to add some highlights, pick up the light. It pops really next to that orange skin. Going in with a bit of black into that original mix and a tiny bit of blue because it needs a bit stronger shadow, especially here. Oh, that's a bit too much. So if you're quick, just dampen your brush, stick it in your mouth, and then you can wipe off the excess paint. But only if you're quick. Going back in with a bit of the lighter color, as it's easier to redo the edges than to be very careful and paint the shadows. I think I'm almost there. Don't forget to paint the highlights towards the light part. I sometimes forget, and then the transition won't be as good as it used to be. I think I went too far. Going back in with a bit of that shadow. Yeah, I like that. I think she also has a bandage here on her leg. At least I'm going to paint it like that. Start with shadow colors. Paint the highlights where the light will be catching. And sometimes I don't even wait for that first layer to be dry, so I can wet blend them and make that transition do its own thing. I did wipe off some of that shadow color, but it happens if you don't have the patience to wait. And one more highlight on top of that. To which I'm also not going to add a color because it probably will become blue. Tiny bit of black to the original shadow color because it's a very fine detail and I want to make sure that it pops. That's better. Okay. So I am going to leave it like this for today. And to show you the end results. And on one hand it looks like I've barely done anything. But I don't mind that too much because we've all seen I've been working on a lot of red of her robe, her sleeves, and of course the sheet that is on her throne. So I am very pleased. So next thing will probably be her skin and hair. Because after that it's mostly gold, black and some blue of her lightning, I should say. So it feels like she's almost done, but it also feels like there is still so much to do. But I don't really mind. I've been having a lot of fun today, and I think she looks good. Can it be better? Of course. I could add some more black into the shadows to make the contrast even stronger, but I can do that later on. Decide if I want it, decide if I think this is good enough. But so far, yeah, I'm pleased. I hope you liked it. I hope you will come back for the next stream, which will be Sunday, same time as today. So I will take some pictures, post them on Instagram so you can watch them without me moving around. Look at the details and tell me what you think about it. So thank you again for watching, for being here with me and having a chat here and there. And yeah, wish you a good day, a good evening, whatever the time is for you. And I will hopefully see you the next time. Hopefully till Sunday.